I want to make it clear that being an entrepreneur is not for everyone. One of the big misconceptions as an entrepreneur and what people think of entrepreneurs is that being an entrepreneur is the same as being a rock star in today's world, society, and social media. Good entrepreneurs, though, are no different than a professional athlete. To really be an entrepreneur and build something from the ground up is a tough road. It is very long hours. I don't believe in that whole pay yourself first thing, as I believe it's just greed. I believe in the motto, take care of your people who work for you, and they will take care of you. Another misconception is that getting the financial backers is easy. It's not. I found that getting venture capital, VC money, such as $5 million, $7 million, $26 million to $100 million for your company is very hard. When reading about the success of these startups, know this. It is just a rare few who can secure that type of funding. These companies that do get that money deserve to be publicized because it's like making the Olympics. We, the public, see their highlights of where they are now and what they have achieved, but we don't know the reality that they've gone through to get to where they are, especially the owners. To get to the point where they can even go out and get funding is a huge deal and accomplishment. It is tough to manage a business or run a business at the same time while looking for funding. I think it's 0.06% of startups or companies actually get VC funding. So you have to be prepared as an entrepreneur to have your own money. But be careful, this can be a slippery slope. As I mentioned before, don't make the same mistakes in your personal life as I did by putting my work in front of my family. While at the time I was a workaholic and I had a full plate trying to raise capital, trying to grow the business, trying to sell the business, etc. Though during the early stages of a new business, I was only concerned about running or growing my business because it seemed so important. But when I stepped back from it and looked at it in hindsight and saw the bigger picture, my biggest regret personally is there. Remember this, you can always start another company someday, but the damage that you do when your priorities are not in line is way greater and the repercussions that you have to live with for the rest of your life. On the flip side, my materialistic things have gotten better as my career has progressed. For example, I just bought a Jaguar SUV, which my father always said, a Jaguar is a sign of true success. In reality, or at the end of the day, I really just bought a car, which gets me from point A to point B. Let's say your company or business does great and you have none of the troubles that I talk about. Then in many cases, most entrepreneurs will want to sell their company, and I think you should. Selling your company can be a painless process or it can be a whole long process that can take years. I would say selling a company is definitely not quick money. Yes, there are small companies or startups like Instagram that seem to sell overnight for billions, but remember, we don't know what their true story or journey is or how they got to where they are. We only know what we read about. But for the average person, it is very hard and an amazing feat to achieve to be able to sell your company. I want to end with this. If you strive to be one of the greatest, no matter what happens, you'll be better off than you were before.